everyone, it is Hunter Fireflower, and in today's video I'll be doing a summary and review of Bounty Hunters issue number 1. This is considered canon and was released in March of 2020. There are many bounty hunters and other characters that are in this comic book series, but the main focus is around Boba Fett, Bossk, and this cyborg cable-looking bounty hunter named Valance. So, without further ado, let's begin. We start off this comic in the past on Corellia in the outskirts of Coronet City, and in this whole page we see all of these people checking out different quadrants. It doesn't actually tell us who these people are in particular, but they're checking out quadrants to make sure that nobody is attacking, when all of a sudden one of the quadrants somebody is being attacked, and we can only guess that it's going to be our bounty hunters. We then see Bossk, the yellowish Trandoshan in the upper left, taking out one of the guards that was reporting back to that tower. I just want to give a quick overview of all the characters that are in this whole comic, because there are a lot of characters. So this blonde female girl in the middle on the left side, her name is Canis, I believe I'm pronouncing that correct, and she hired all these bounty hunters to get her close to an individual so that she could kill him. This blue Nautilin is Nakano Lash. I believe it's a female. I think we find out later she is a female. Our other human, the guy on the right, his name is Tonga. Anyways, Canis basically hires all these bounty hunters so that she could get close to somebody and assassinate him. In addition, Boba Fett is on the team and is trying to get Canis to the person she wishes to assassinate. Then Valance shows up to help finish off the job with Boba Fett of killing all of the guards. Valance then argues with Boba Fett saying, hey, you're not being very discreet at all, you know, this is terrible, you're not doing what you're supposed to, and Boba Fett's just like, hey, you're in my way, get out of my way. You know, it wouldn't have gone this way if you didn't show up so late. And Valance then retorts to him saying, you know, I'm gonna kill you when I'm done with this mission. This just shows us that all the bounty hunters have these conflicting personalities and it's not all puppies and rainbows. The bounty hunters are then able to get Canis to her target, but her target actually shoots and kills Canis before she's able to kill him, and then Lash then shoots the man in response. Then everyone's in shock and they realize that Lash actually killed the client that hired them in the first place, and he is the heir to one of these massive crime syndicates, and they all know that since he is dead, all of them are going to have a bounty on them and that they're going to probably die. In addition, Valance is feeling betrayed. Lash was one of his mentors and a close friend of his, and he feels like Lash just basically signed his death warrant. We then fast forward to the Black Spire outpost on Batu with these Deveronians. One thing I do want to say is I think the art style in particular for this whole series looks very similar to like a manga or a type of anime. I'm not sure if you guys agree with me, but this entire time I read this comic, I just feel like it looks like a manga. And I kind of really like the style, at least compared to like the Kylo Ren one. Tell me if you guys think the same thing, but whenever you look at action sequences, or if you just look at like shortcuts to the face, like it just reminds me of watching an anime or a manga. I do really like the art style. Everything seems to be very active, and it makes you want to look over the entire page fully because there's so much things going on in each panel. We see Valance over here trying to capture one of the Deveronians, and he has some type of bounty. It doesn't really go into quite specific details like what type of bounty it is, but he has to have one of them alive. So we see him over here fighting and shooting and just trying to take them out without getting killed himself. And while Valance is trying to take them out, he is getting assistance from this droid. It doesn't actually say what the droid's name is, but I'm assuming it's one of his like personal droids that's back on his ship that's basically just feeding him information of the situation and the terms of the bounty, and he's just constantly reminding him like, hey, don't kill them all, you know, we won't get any money. And Valance is just like, shut up, you stupid droid, I'm gonna turn you into scrap metal. So we see him over here fighting, and Valance is at the last straw. He's like, I just want to get this bounty done. And he has this super powered glove thing, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna just take them out with my gloves, and the droid's like, hey, you know, that hasn't actually been tested yet, so it might not work. And Valance does not care. He's going to use his superpower glove and just end this confrontation. The last man trying to escape steals this speeder. I just feel bad for this guy. He's like, no, please don't steal my speeder. I mean, that's the guy's like life savings right there probably, and he's just losing it. It's like GTA or something. But anyways, the last crime guy leaves and tries to escape, but he turns right back around, and the droid's like, why is he not escaping? Valance then just says he's going to try and avenge his other comrades, and Valance uses his supercharged, like, Thanos glove and snaps a piece of this metal pole off, and then he uses it to smash the car, and the guy goes flying out, and then he grabs him and captures him for the bounty. I will say, though, like, this entire comic doesn't really set up an entire plot, really. It's mostly just introducing the characters, a little bit of their backgrounds, and how they're going to meet together and come together as a cohesive story. We then see Tonga, the woman up here with the backpack, leaving her lover Losha to go finish a job. She then tells us that her twin brother is dead, and I'm assuming it's Tongor, who we saw in the beginning of this comic, that was with those bounty hunters trying to do the job. She then goes on to say, I'm going to seek revenge for the person that killed him, and I'm assuming that is Lash. And Lash is just like, wait, I thought we were gonna, put all of our past behind us and, grow our crops here and, live a happy life. But Tonga doesn't care, and she goes off to go avenge her brother. We then go to the Carbon Score Cantina on Burin Khan, and we see Bossk over here fighting, saying, I should have been the one that brought in Han Solo and got the Wookiee. And then Bossk sees Dr. Aphra and the Wookiee Bike, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, in the corner of his eyes, and he then begins to fight with Bike, because that's what Trandoshans do. Trandoshans hate Wookiees. It's been like this long time, like, feud war. But anyways, they fight, and Dr. Aphra then sits down to have a drink. While Bossk and Bike fight, Dr. Aphra just sits down and has a drink, and she's like, yeah, I kind of recognize you, Bossk. You were on that one mission on Corellia a while ago that went south. And then she pulls out her gun on him and says, I'm seeking information from you. I know you have what I want. She then tells Bossk that she knows where who is hiding, who I'm assuming is Lash. And she says she's willing to give up the information as long as Bossk tells her information in return. I've actually never read any of Dr. Aphra's comics, so I have no idea what her whole backstory is. So I'm assuming if you are a huge Dr. Aphra fan, this will be something that you will probably enjoy. We then go to Syphax Bountiful Bounties. He is this guy that just sits around on his computer and he contacts different bounty hunters with jobs that he has and pays them. We see him contacting Valance, and he's like, I got a job for you, and Valance just hangs up the phone and is like, I'm busy. While Syphax is doing his work, we have this strange tentacle-looking bounty hunter named Oris that's telling him, hey, give me a job, I'll do it half price. And Syphax is just like, no, last time I gave you a job, you had so much collateral damage, you're not worth it. But then Oris won't take no as an answer, and he comes down and just chokes out Syphax with this weird tentacle thing. And then Syphax just gives him the job regardless. And I have a feeling that this Oris guy, I don't know his background, if he's in any other comics or whatever, but I feel like he's going to have a major antagonist role in this series. Maybe he'll come into contact with Boba Fett and they'll have a fight and one of them will have to die or one of them will be fatally wounded. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like we are definitely going to see him later in the series. Syphax then contacts Boba Fett and then just says, Noble Boba Fett, I know you work for Jabba the Hutt, but I have a job for you. And Boba Fett's, I'm not interested. I have too much stuff going on. I got no time. And then Syphax says it's about Nakano Lash, the Nautolan that betrayed him years ago and basically made this crime syndicate go after him. And then Boba Fett then takes the job because it's about Nakano Lash. And he says, I'll make the time, and we see Han Solo and Carbonite here. And in addition, Boba Fett just tells Syphax you can keep your credits. This just tells us that Boba Fett has taken this personal. Lash has put this kind of bounty on his head for what she has done in the past, and he just wants to finish it. So this whole page tells us that the comic must be happening after the Cloud City fiasco, and he's probably delivering Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. So I guess this comic takes place in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But anyways, guys, that's it for this comic. I'll be making videos regarding this entire series, so please stay tuned if you want to see the rest of this. I do really like the art style. Like I said, it kind of has that anime manga feel to it, but I feel like everything looks so much nicer than the Kylo Ren series, The Rise of Kylo Ren. When I was looking at all the characters in The Rise of Kylo Ren, there was always something weird about the art style. Like the face would be too big or too small on a body, and just certain things didn't look right, or the hand would just look funny. And I feel like this comic is very well polished, and I love the art style. The colors are bright and everything. And I also feel like this is an interesting story. We have all these bounty hunters that are going to go after Nakano Lash, and I'm assuming they're all going to try and kill her. Maybe they'll fight each other to try to be the one that kills her. I have no idea, but I guess we'll find out what's actually going to happen. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I do release Star Wars content regarding comics, books, movies, and TV shows. I'm trying to get everything covered for Star Wars, and my whole channel is focused around Star Wars lore, whether it be canon or Legends. I do have some Legends comics if you want to watch those videos as well. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay frosty.